The red dust of Mars swirled around Zia's boots as he guided his herd of bioengineered cattle toward the northern pasture. He was a man of few words, preferring the company of his animals and the endless crimson horizon to the chatter of the settlement. Most folks in New Olympus thought him odd, the human who chose isolation over community, who hired an alien maid when he barely spoke to anyone. Elsa, his Zetherian employee, moved through the ranch house with practiced efficiency. Her 4 arms made light work of tasks that would take humans twice as long. Her crystalline skin caught the morning light, refracting it into tiny rainbows across the walls. She'd been working for Zia for 8 months now, and in that time they'd exchanged perhaps 100 words total. But Zia noticed things. He always had. On the 73rd day of the Martian summer cycle, he noticed Elsa's gait had changed. The fluid grace that characterized Zetherian movement had been replaced by a subtle, almost imperceptible hitch. She was limping. Zia watched from the doorway as she cleaned the solar panels on the east side of the house. Her lower left leg trembled with each step, and she paused frequently, her bioluminescent patterns flickering in what he'd learned was a sign of pain among her species. "Elsa," he said quietly. She startled, nearly dropping her cleaning cloth. "Yes, Mr. Zia." "Your leg." Her patterns dimmed, embarrassment he'd learned. "It is nothing, sir. I can still complete my duties." Zia stepped closer, his weathered face unreadable. "Show me. Please, I cannot afford to lose this position. I will work through." "Show me." His voice remained soft but carried an unexpected firmness. Elsa's shoulders sagged. She rolled up her uniform leg, revealing a suppurating wound that wept violet fluid. The injury was clearly days old, infected and spreading. Purple veins radiated from the site like dark lightning. Zia's jaw tightened. "Who did this?" "It was an accident. I fell. Zytherians don't fall. You have 6 legs and perfect balance." He knelt beside her, examining the wound without touching it. "Boot mark. Size 13, Martian standard issue. Sheriff's Department." Elsa's patterns flickered rapidly. Fear. "Please, Mr. Zia. If you report this, they will deport me. My family needs the money I send home. My sister is sick and Deputy Kravik?" Her silence was confirmation enough. Zia stood, his expression carved from stone. "Get in the rover. We're going to town." "No! Please, I'm begging you. We're going to the clinic first. Then we're going to the sheriff's office." He grabbed his hat from the rack. "Not to report you. To report him." The settlement clinic was a modest affair, run by Dr. Chen, a human xenobiologist who'd married a Centaurian and decided Mars was home. She took one look at Elsa's leg and immediately began treatment, muttering curses in Mandarin about racist thugs and oxygen-wasting bullies. "This needed treatment 3 days ago," Dr. Chen said, applying a regenerative gel that made Elsa's patterns brighten with relief. "Another day and you'd have lost the leg. Maybe worse, Zytherian sepsis is no joke." Zia waited, arms crossed, silent as always. But his eyes held something new, a cold, focused anger that made even Dr. Chen nervous. At the sheriff's office, Sheriff Valdez, a stern Plutonian whose species resembled walking octopi, looked up as Zia entered, half carrying Elsa despite her protests. "Zia, this is unexpected." "You haven't been to town in months. Deputy Kravik assaulted my employee." Zia's words dropped like stones. 3 days ago. Kicked her hard enough to cause systemic infection. Dr. Chen's filing a medical report as we speak. Valdez's tentacles stiffened. "That's a serious accusation. Bootprint matches department issue. Size 13. How many of your deputies wear that size?" "Just Kravik." Valdez's eyes narrowed. "But he's been with us for years." "Decorated officer." "Why would—" "Because she's alien and he thinks he can." Zia finally showed emotion, his voice rising slightly. "Same reason he's accidentally damaged alien property during raids. Same reason 3 Zetherian businesses closed after he inspected them." The room fell silent. Elsa stared at Zia, her pattern swirling in shocked confusion. This quiet man who barely spoke had been paying attention all along. Valdez pressed his communicator. "Kravik, report to my office now." When the deputy arrived, his smug expression faltered, seeing Elsa. Then he noticed her exposed leg, the obvious boot print still visible despite treatment. "That alien was trespassing on my property?" Zia interrupted. "Where she works? Where she's legally contracted?" He stepped forward. You came to my ranch? You assaulted my employee. On my land, Kravik sneered. What are you going to do about it, hermit? You going to testify? You who hasn't spoken more than 5 words to anyone in... Zia pulled out his comm pad. I'm not much for talking, but I am particular about my property. He pressed play. The security footage was crystal clear. Kravik approaching Elsa as she hung laundry. His aggressive posture. His boot lashing out, connecting with her leg. Her cry of pain. His laughter as he walked away. Every inch of my ranch is monitored, Zia said quietly. For the cattle. But it catches everything. Sheriff Valdez's tentacles darkened. Fury in Plutonian expression. Deputy Kravik, you're under arrest for assault, abuse of power, and hate crimes. Badge, gun, now. As other deputies led a struggling Kravik away, Elsa found her voice. Mr. Zia, why? Why would you do this for me? We barely know each other. Zia adjusted his hat, uncomfortable with the attention. You make good coffee. Clean the solar panels without being asked. You're kind to the animals, he paused. That's more than I need to know. Your crew? Nobody hurts my crew. Elsa's patterns exploded in brilliant gold, profound gratitude. Thank you, I don't have words. Good, Zia said, a ghost of a smile crossing his lips. Neither do I, let's go home. As they left, Sheriff Valdez called after them. Zia, thank you for speaking up. We need more humans like you. Zia didn't respond. He simply tipped his hat and guided Elsa back to the rover. The story spread through New Olympus like wildfire. The quiet rancher who'd stood against one of their own for an alien worker. Within a week, Kravik's pattern of abuse was fully exposed. 17 aliens came forward with their own stories. And Zia. He went back to his ranch, his cattle, and his silence. But now every evening, Elsa would make 2 cups of coffee instead of 1. They'd sit on the porch together, watching the sunset paint Mars in shades of amber and gold, saying nothing. Because sometimes action spoke louder than the thousands of words neither of them needed. Humanity, after all, wasn't defined by how much you spoke. It was defined by what you stood for when it mattered most.